Okay, okay. You adjusted to the adversity, became creative, and took the initiative to see it through in a different way. I definitely respect that and honor that. Um, what are some other hurdles that you've encountered on your journey, and how did you adjust to those hurdles to make it to where you are at this current time?
Uh, I think the demonetization was one of the first, and the pages being gone. But the one of the biggest hurdles for me has probably been um, collaborating with others, and then when things go wrong, having to take the heat because of the position that you're in. Um, without being too detailed, um, if something was to fall apart and you was a part of it, it doesn't always mean that you was the reason that something fell apart. And what's said publicly could look like all parties are involved when all parties aren't involved if you don't have the details. So the most toughest thing for me is over delivering, being on calls for 3 hours, 4 hours, really giving your last. And then if something goes wrong that's outside of your control, you're having to take the heat for it. Oh, now you're a scammer as well, or you're doing something wrong when that's the last thing that you want to do. And if people had the details, you would be the last person they would say would do that. So I think that has been probably the most difficult part. But the how I got through it is my transparency. I've been very transparent for maybe over 10 years now. So if I got negative bank account, people know he ain't scared to share that. Well, most people wouldn't share that in my position. I've talked about my struggles. I've talked about, my hardships. I've talked about some mistakes. I talked about my ignorance. So people know, those who in it, right? Those who genuinely want to know, they know because, I if you was a student where you would know that I was there to the end with certain things. You would know what I was involved in and what I wasn't involved in. So I think the fact that I did not get too big and then start to ignore the people, that was my saving grace. The fact that I was there to defend the people, help the people go the extra mile for people, over deliver for people. So when trials like that came up, those who really rocked with me and was in programs and knew me, it didn't bother them. They was there to support me, and many of them, defended me. So I think actually, living what you're saying, although some people turn, some people believe whatever they hear. But I think for the most part, man, being able to be so transparent, and so open, like I'm the type of person, as I begin to build, I still go live with people. So in the beginning, I would say, go, let's go live, y'all press one. If you want to talk about your business, let's do it. You got any question you want to ask me, let's do it. Like I still do that till this day. So I think the transparency that I have has allowed me to get over some of those things that if I was quiet, if I had changed up when things got up, it probably would have looked a certain way. So for me, just kind of taking the heat for some things that I didn't do has been the hardest part for me. But knowing that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, honestly, for me, has gone through similar things, that's what times where it's kind of getting really hard for me to deal with it. It's just a reminder that, man, this is the path that you're gonna have to go through. Jesus himself, if you believe in the scripture, went through persecution. He went through being lied on. So who am I to try to be such a big thing for the community and think I'm not gonna go through this? I'm not gonna deal with anything. So, I just a reminder when I look at those who came before me, if they had to go through it, they dealing with it probably at 10 times more than me. I'll be all right eventually. So that's how I was able to get through some of those things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, last night I was fortunate enough to join your Zoom link, and you were speaking in regards to the programs as well as the testimonies from those that have been a part of the program and have utilized various strategies that you have implemented within that structure. Could you speak to the audience and offer a little insight? Well, not a little insight, but could you offer them insight into those programs that you have?
Yeah, so I have. I have a marketing firm. So anybody who's a service-based business, meaning that you have clients that you're looking to attract and you solve a problem, I help you with your messaging because you can have the greatest product in the world, you can have the best service in the world, but if you don't know how to communicate it, you don't know how to position it with marketing, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to buy. I've dealt with realtors before who got degrees, who've made millions of dollars, but then when they try to get online and push their program, they think that their degree is what's going to get them seen or make people care to buy their program when it's not. There's other people they may be upset with. Hey, they're doing you wrong. That's the wrong contract. You're not supposed to do that. But they're beating you at marketing. So I help service-based businesses, those who are coaches, and consultants create a system to create content that attracts your leads, create the story, and create an irresistible offer that gets people to buy in. A lot of times, people don't have a follow up system in place. So, if you're doing everything manually, you're always going to be capped. So, yeah, you don't have a job anymore, but then you still are captive because everything is dependent on you. You only have 24 hours in the day. So, if you don't have a system or people in place to scale when you sleep, then you don't really have a real business that operates without you. Because if you want to take a vacation, if you get sick, if you get hurt, and your business goes down, there's something wrong. So I help them set up automation, integrate AI so they can continue to serve people, impact people, and it's not limited based on their energy and their time. Because a lot of people deal with, hey, Brother Ben, when I create content, I'm getting people to respond. Okay. But then when I got to fulfill it, if it's a service-based business, then my marketing goes down, right? Then when I come back marketing, then my fulfillment may be messed up. So you want to keep a balance to where you can market and fulfill your clients at the same time. So I have that. Now, what I've noticed though is there's a lot of people trying to get into digital real estate or making money with digital products, and you're really not tech savvy at all. So some people it take weeks, it take months for you to create a digital product. It take weeks and months for you to create a website. It take weeks and months for you to learn how to do automation, then try to set it up. And all this time that went by, and you ain't even made a dollar. So we've created a done for you digital product community where you can come together or come to us who came together. We have programs like credit repair, digital marketing, AI, YouTube, podcast, Etsy. How do you monetize online? How do you create your own ebooks? And we combine all of our courses together for the price of one, and you can resell our community and get 85% of the revenue. The sales page is already done. We already have content that's done for you. So that allows you to earn while you're learning. And that's how people are making 2,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, because you can leverage somebody who already has testimonials, leverage somebody who already has the course, who already has results, proven results. So we have over 36,000 members inside of our community and growing. So that's just a way for beginners to get started. Instead of you having to learn all this stuff and watch 50 hours worth of videos and you still haven't made money, we put you in a position as if you're a CEO because you already got staff that working for you. We do a Tuesday and Thursday call, a Friday call. So it's like a turnkey operation, but on the digital side, we do 90% of the work. You get 85% of the revenue. Now, if you don't want to take that, the opportunity, that's fine. Even the courses itself is still valuable because you can go in, learn about marketing, learn about how to build out a coaching program, learn about how to do a podcast, learn about growing on YouTube, learn about TikTok shop. There's a lot of things you can go in there and learn, but why not earn some money in the meantime, while you're doing it? So those are the services that I have. Like I said, if you're a service-based business and you're looking to attract more clients, either through Facebook ads, positioning, and automation on the back end, we do that with our one-on-one clients. And then for those who trying to get started with digital products, you don't really know where to start, we help you get started without you having to start everything from scratch.
Okay, okay. And I see Brother Greg just came in. What up, Unc? Um, Also, could you speak in regards to the BWF Trade School? I see that you all were just added as an accredited vocational trade school in the state of Texas here in Dallas. Is that correct?
Yeah, man. So we are finally an official trade school here in Dallas, Texas. Texas Workforce Commissions has approved us as a official trade school where you can come get certified. Our programs have officially been all approved this week by the Texas Workforce as well, and we are an official training provider on their list, meaning that when you go through the workforce, you'll be able to select our trade school as a place that you can go. The goal here, man, is for us to be able to offer free education, free training to those in the Dallas, Texas area who need a second chance. We know there's a lot of brothers that come home from prison and don't understand social media. You know, there's a lot of them that come home from prison and you got these prison stories and you didn't change your life, but you go into somebody else's podcast and you making them money. Now, a lot of them are being paid to be on these podcasts, so that's okay. But some of them may want to utilize your own platform, tell your own story, you know, own your own content. So these are some of the things we want to teach them when they come here about business administration, digital marketing. We want to teach them about AI. Then we have single parents, whether if it's a single mom or a single father, right? We want to be able to have you come here for free, learn about taxes, prep, learn about bookkeeping, learn about business administration, whichever one you want to choose. And we want to eventually offer childcare for your children as well. You may be a dislocated worker, you may be somebody that's underpaid, you may be somebody that's on SNAP, and we know due to the government shutdown many people not getting this. We want you to be able to come in for free because we're taught, how long are we going to depend on other people to do for us what we have the power to do for ourselves? So yeah, we know some of our people aren't just lazy and that's the only reason they need food stamps. Some people are really trying, but I'm saying on the side, let's learn a skill set to do something for yourself. So you eventually don't need it, and we never have to be in this position again. So our goal here is for you to come here, get free training, get some skills that can pay the bills, help you get certified to either start your career in getting a job or start your career in entrepreneurship. So we might be like 4 minutes away from Redbird Mall. So if you got a cousin here, a niece here, uncle, whatever the case may be, that wants to come here and get a free trade, they'll be able to come here and learn those trades that we spoke about. And then we want to eventually expand once we get a bigger building and then introduce some of the trade that you guys probably think about, like your HVAC, your plumbing, construction, electrician. We'll get to that as we get a bigger building. But this first one, we're going to focus on the business trades and preparing yourself for skill sets for business for the future.
Yes, sir. How was it a tough or a difficult situation in order to create the trade school and go through the process of becoming accredited through the state of Texas? How was that journey?
Oh man, it was long, man. Shout out to my partner, Sister Courtney, and her team and our team who filled out all that paperwork, man, to get it done. It's a lot of paperwork they do. They very thorough on making sure that you're certified and qualified and all that good stuff. So, man, it was a lot. I'm talking about October. I remember a post we did October 30th. This building was empty, so it's been about a good year that we've been going back and forth, just getting our paperwork together, getting instructors, putting together our SOPs and processes. So all that got to be in place, to make sure you're ready, legit, and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of paperwork. So if you don't like paperwork, don't even try nothing like this here, because that's not me. So I'm glad I got a partner in the team that's able to do some of those things, and I can focus on teaching and marketing and doing my thing. But going back and forth with the city, dealing with buildings, all this stuff was new to me because obviously I'm an online person. But knowing what needs to be done for your building, you got to get inspection. They got to check your plumbing, they got to check your mechanical, they got to do your electrician, then you got to get your permits, then you got to have a fire department come out. So for me, it's been a journey because I like things to be instant. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm an impatient person with some things. I'm a person when I want something to happen, I want it to happen like yesterday. So this has trained me and teaching me that sometimes you got to be patient. Although you want to speed it up like a digital product and have it ready to go tomorrow, some things you're gonna have to wait. And I think that's just the journey that I'm in my life with even a few other things, man. I want it to happen now. I want it to happen fast, like things usually do for me. But it's just been a season where no, you're gonna wait on my time. It's gonna happen on this good little old time. So it's showing me the process of what it takes to build sometimes. You gotta lay out the blueprint. You gotta lay out the blueprint, then you gotta have somebody come look at the blueprint with you. Then you gotta have the proper money in order to do this, because that's been a long process as well. You got to get the funds. So we've been having to build a lot of things from scratch. Our bench from scratch. One of the desks, two desks, three desks probably in our classrooms was built from scratch. So we had to go to Home Depot, pay somebody the labor to actually make it. Made from scratch. Our receptionist desk made from scratch. So a lot of the things, man, is just teaching me about patience, man. Patience, patience, patience. When you want to get something done right, it's not always gonna be quick. And this how it is building our people. You know, our people, man, when we building them here and they come to what we call this transformational center, it's not gonna be like yesterday. It's not gonna be a week process. It's not going to even be a month process. It may take a year for a brother to finally turn that light on. It may take a year for that sister to finally get it right. So this is, really the process of this building is the same process we're going to have to take when it comes to building our people. It's not going to be overnight, and we can't be frustrated and give up because it's taking too long. And the same thing with digital products and in business. You may not make money the first month. It may not make money the second month. But if it's your passion, you're going to stick to it, whether if you making money or not. So that's just the journey, man. And what I've learned along this process, digital products is much, much different than this physical building. I can have a funnel up. I can have a new digital product out. I can do a lot of things in probably about a week based on how many years I put in. And it's a lot easier for me. But with this being new, and having to wait so long, and I'm ready to teach and I'm ready to get it going, then you got to have a team because I can't do everything. I don't do everything, right? So the paperwork side, I'm used to being able to say if my team takes too long, I'll do it myself. I'll make the video myself. I'll do the digital product myself. This forces you to act as a team. This forces you to find those who better than you, right? And what I said a couple months ago, man, to myself, maybe about a year ago, actually, I said, if you can do it all yourself, then the vision ain't big enough. If you got a vision and you can do it all yourself, the vision ain't even big enough. So I think this that vision for me, man, that I can't do by myself is forcing me to say, okay, I know my role, but all this ain't somewhere you can just get mad and do everything yourself. You have to communicate now. When there's a problem, you got to sit down at the table and figure it out. Ain't no just going off on your own doing your thing. So it matures you. You gotta have spiritual development whenever you building something bigger because now it's a team. You gotta deal with other people' emotions. Other people got problems. So it's a good journey, man, if you look at it that way. But we almost there, man. We almost at the tail end, and we got our launch date and grand opening on December 3rd.